What's good, YouTube? Coming back at you with another video of the Samsung Galaxy Note versus the LG G3. These are two of the best Android phones to hit the market this year. So let's get right into it and see which one comes out on top. First, we're going to talk about the hardware on these phones. The Galaxy Note 4 is a little bigger with a 5.7-inch display, where the LG G3 has a 5.5-inch display. The biggest difference in these two phones is the feel in the hand. The Note 4 feels very premium with the metal band going around the phone. The actual back does have a faux leather texture, but it really feels great. Now the G3 on the other hand is very plastic. It's all plastic, but it is very small with the 5.5-inch display. The form factor is very different with the buttons displayed on the back. So you have very minimal bezels on the device, and it also feels good in the hand, but it is a little slippery because of the plastic build. Now it is easier to use in one hand because of the form factor that it has, but it still would be a challenge for some. Now the Note 4 with its super sharp edges and corners make it easier to hold with less fear of dropping the phone. But the Note 4 is a two-handed device for sure. Now both phones, the backs do come off, so the ability to swap the battery or expand your storage is there on both devices. Now both phones are great in the design department, as the G3 again has the buttons on the back. It really feels natural once you get used to it, but I have to give the Note 4 the nod in the design and build quality. Now jumping into the specs, these phones look almost identical, as both phones have a 32 gigabytes onboard storage, 3 gigabytes of RAM. They both have quad HD displays. The only difference is the processor. The G3 uses the Snapdragon 801 and the Note 4 uses the Snapdragon 805. The G3 has an Adreno 330 GPU and the Note 4 has a 430 Adreno GPU. Now for the cameras, the Note 4 has a 16 megapixel rear camera and a 3.7 megapixel wide angle front facing lens for you selfie lovers out there. And the G3 has a 13 megapixel rear camera and the 2.1 front facing camera. Now in my testing, the Note 4 does take much better pictures. Here are a few pictures I took around the house to give you a direct comparison to see how they actually look. As you can see, the G3 pictures look kind of washed out and the Note 4 pictures are much more vivid. Now as far as performance goes, these phones both are top notch. Both run games very smoothly. There's no stutter when playing any game that you throw at either device. Both phones make use of the real estate on the bigger screens, as they both have multi windows and a wide array of floating apps. So multitasking on these devices is definitely a dream. The Note 4 is using TouchWiz, which has its good and bad qualities. Most notable is the TouchWiz jank. You've heard about it. The occasional stutter. It really annoys me. So that's one thing you will have to deal with the Note 4. The G3 is using LG's Optimus UI and it runs fairly smoothly. It's a lot less intrusive than TouchWiz. So the software will have to go to the G3. Now where the Note 4 does take the cake though is the S Pen. There's many things that you can do with the S Pen. I won't get into it in this particular video, but you can definitely check out my review of the Note 4, where I actually talk about that. Now call quality on both the devices is going to be good. For some it may be an adjustment with the Note 4 holding it up to your head. Sometimes it kind of feels like you have a tablet up there, but you know, for us Android heads, we're used to having big phones, so that's not a big deal. Putting these phones in your pocket for guys shouldn't be a real big issue if you don't wear skinny jeans, but for most women, it's a no-go. But guess that's why they have purses. Now, texting with these bigger phones will be great no matter which one you choose, but I find the G3 keyboard has been one of the best keyboards that I've ever used on the phone. Now, watching movies and playing games on these devices is going to be great. Even though the G3 has a higher pixels per inch, you will not be able to tell the difference, and I actually prefer the Super AMOLED display on the Note 4. It just looks so much better to me. The web browsing experience is going to be pretty much the same as on any phone. You're not going to be able to see any more than you can see on another phone, but the actual words will display bigger. So if you've been watching this video, the word I've used most is both or the same. There's no real loser in this comparison. They both are great phones. I've used them both, and if I had to do it all over again, and if I walked in the store to buy one of these two devices, I would have to put my money on the Note 4. I love the feel of the Note 4. The S Pen gives me a ton of extra features that you just can't get with any other phone. Well guys, this is going to wrap up this video. Hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe to the channel to be notified when I upload more videos. If you want to chat with me, you can definitely hit me up on Twitter at Another Tech Guy or on Google+. So thanks for watching my videos, guys. You have a good one. Peace.